Everywhere you look, it seems everything today is handcrafted. From handcrafted sandwiches and pizzas to handcrafted socks and shoes. So what does handcrafted really mean anymore? When it comes to handcrafting a mattress or box spring, what does that look like? In the store, all you really see is a rectangle with a cover. Or maybe a website shows a fancy 3D image of what's supposed to be inside. At Capital Bedding, we have our own ideas of handcrafting, and it began over 75 years ago in a small workshop in Lansing, Michigan. There were no machines and only 3 employees at the time. World War II had just ended, and people didn't have a lot of money, but they needed to fix their furniture or bring their old mattresses back to life. So Capital Bedding would refurbish your old furniture, making what was old new again. Everything was, of course, done by hand, just as most things were in those days. The focus was on quality of workmanship, because if you made something that lasted, people saw and appreciated that. They knew they were getting great value for their money. Capital Bedding was founded on these principles. Using quality materials and doing things the right way takes more time and effort, but we've always been okay with that. And while sometimes it may cost a little bit more, the value is truly there, as your mattress will simply last longer. Decades have passed since our first small workshop. Factories have been built, and machines have been added, but the focus has always remained the same. We take our time to do things the right way, our way. Sourcing the absolute best quality materials, always from US suppliers when possible, and focusing on details that others won't because it cuts into their bottom line. That's part of what handcrafted means to Capital Bedding. We're a small factory, and we don't produce a lot of mattresses and box springs, and that's on purpose. We certainly have the machinery to crank out bed after bed after bed if we wanted to. We could come up with fancy marketing names for all the materials we use, but we never have, and we never will. If you want to know what's inside a Capital Bedding mattress, simply ask for one of our spec sheets. It's all there in exacting detail. We have nothing to hide, and in fact, we want you to know everything we're doing and every material we're using to help you sleep more soundly. We'd also love for you to understand that so much of what goes into our mattresses is simply unseen. For instance, we take the precious time to completely and firmly bind every single layer inside every single mattress, using eco-certified water-based adhesives on our foams to hand stapling interior components together so nothing ever shifts or comes loose. Everything is done with purpose and an eye for detail. Again, we want to create value for your dollar. Speaking of details, some of our mattresses feature horizontal handles. You won't find these on most mattresses because, well, it takes too long to add them. But it sure makes life easier when you need to move or rotate your mattress. In the factory, you'll find us taking the time to make sure everything is centered and straight, trim excess threads, and much more, so each mattress is perfect before it leaves our factory. So you see, for Capital Bedding, handcrafted doesn't just mean we use our hands in part of our process. It means we use the absolute best, safest materials we can find. We then take the time to expertly craft your mattress or box spring, ensuring it will last longer than you expected. All done by employees who care about the details and take the time to get them right. To us, it's not just a rectangle with a cover. It's something we've thought long and hard about, tested many variations, sought out the perfect materials, and then took the time to assemble by hand with an exacting eye for details that you simply won't find from large national brands. We've been handcrafting here in Michigan for over 75 years now, serving the people of the Mitten State and providing them with the best value that we can. Decades ago, our slogan was "Good news for good nights," and we'd like to think that still holds true today.